We're back in Madison Square Garden tonight for the 2000 Royal Rumble. Over 19,000 are in attendance, an estimated 590,000 bought the show on pay-per-view. And tonight, Cactus Jack returns to in-ring action as he takes on Triple H for the WWF Championship, a match I've been looking forward to covering for a long time. We've also got the annual Royal Rumble match with the winner getting themselves a title opportunity at WrestleMania 2000, and we've got a lot of big names entering the Rumble, including Chris Jericho, Kane, The Rock, The Big Show, and the biggest name of all, Steve Blackman. Speaking of Blackman, his good buddy Kurt Angle's opening up the show against an unnamed opponent, so let's see who came out to face Angle in our first match. Kurt gets a little heat by saying the Garden deserves to see a champion because it's going to take the New York Knicks forever to bring a title back. Angle reminds everyone that he's undefeated in the WWF and whoever he's facing tonight is probably extremely nervous backstage. But Kurt tells his opponent to remember his three eyes and give it his all in our Rumble opening match. The giant robot monster Worldwide Alliance symbol then appears on the screen. The crowd pop huge because they know who's coming out. Kurt's in a lot of trouble because he's facing the leader of the robot monsters tonight at the Rumble, an actual cybernetic suplex machine named Tazz. Kurt thought the leader of the Alliance would actually be a giant, but remember, Tazz can grow to 60 feet when he reaches maximum power. In all seriousness, the New York crowd loves seeing Tazz right here, and it's one of the greatest pops you'll ever hear in the Garden. It's a great signing for the WWF, and he wastes no time at all going after Angle. Kurt gets dumped out of the ring, but he's able to counter a suplex with a suplex of his own. Check out the entranceway and Romp 2, really creative for the small MSG walkway. Inside the ring, Angle pulls off an overhead belly-to-belly, but Tazz stops an aerial attack. This allows the giant robot monster to pull off a suplex of his own from the top rope. The match continues with Angle trying to steal a quick victory, and when Tazz kicks out, Kurt performs a clothesline. We then see a German suplex from Kurt, and then that suplex happens from Tazz. Tazz believes that this very move may have cost him his push in the WWF right out the gate, but I'll play you some audio from Tazz at the end of the match so you can gain a better understanding of what happened. Tazz then pulls off a head and arm Tazzplex, a T-bone Tazzplex, and a Tazz mission ends the match. Kurt gets knocked out, and the commentators mention that Tazz could have used an illegal chokehold. Kurt has to get medical attention. He gets brought to the back a bit later on, and he's more concerned about keeping his undefeated streak intact while getting checked over by the doctors. Kurt believes he should still keep his win streak, saying as Tazz used an illegal chokehold. And all of this, according to Tazz, wasn't in the original script, or at least Tazz didn't know about it. Here's what Tazz had to say about the match while appearing on the Talk is Jericho podcast.
And here's what happened. When I hooked him in the choke, he got choked out. I didn't notice till after when I heard the commentary back. JR and King was saying it's an illegal choke, it's an illegal choke, like that. That was not part of the shtick, bro. I got kind of worked on that.
Oh, really? Like
I got swerved, yeah.
In what way? That like, you were under the assumption that's your finish?
Yeah. There was no words told to me by the writers or anybody that's going to be an illegal choke. We're going to do this thing. I knew Kurt was going to get stretchered, but I didn't know it was going to be called an illegal choke. Like that never came. Those words never came to my ears until I heard the commentary the next day in catering, watching the tape back, the VHS, as you know, we used to use the VHS. And here's another funny thing. When I came through the curtain right after that, dude, it was like a ghost town. Vince wasn't a gorilla. There was, and this is live Royal Rumble in Madison.
Really?
Bro, it was like, I thought, and I'm like, I guess I got heat. It was
wow.
Yeah. What happened during the match, if you go back and watch it, it was a German suplex spot where I did a German to Kurt and flip him, and he lands on his belly. What happened was when I grabbed Kurt, he popped up, and I put him back down because I knew, and I've suplexed you many times, and I would always say to guys, let me control you, I'll protect you, and you got it right away. And Kurt was just, we didn't know each other that well in the ring, and Kurt, he's a working machine, he's aggressive, how he is, and I knew the timing was way off. And I knew if I went through with that throw, he was going to get hurt.
Right.
I knew it. I put him back down and then did the throw on my pacing, and he was fine. But what happened was that little hiccup, from what I feel and what I heard, freaked out the boss and some of his people that are close to him.
Wow.
And
that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, brother.
The Hardys and the Dudleys have been playing with tables on Raw and SmackDown this past week, and so we've got a tag team tables match next at the Royal Rumble. Terry wants to accompany the Hardys to the ring. Jeff says it's way too dangerous, and Matt says the Dudleys are too extreme. And gotta say, the Hardys needed a bit more mic time for sure. Their promo skills aren't great if I'm honest. Bubba gets some hate by saying his hero is Atlanta Braves pitcher John Rocker. Going after sports teams seems to be an easy way to get these New York fans riled up, but after reading up on what Rocker said about New York a few weeks before the Rumble took place, yeah, I totally get it. He sounds like an asshole. Devon says Rocker should be the mayor of New York. This gets another round of boos, and out come the Hardy Boyz to get the match started on the entranceway. To win this match, a team has to get put through the tables one after another, and after a Bubba bomb, the Dudleys are first to bring a table into the ring. Matt saves his brother from getting backdropped into the wood, and Jeff makes Bubba pay with a huge dive over the top rope. Devon and Matt try to powerbomb and suplex each other through a table, but they have no luck. And on the outside, Bubba takes a chair shot right to the head before Jeff tries to run the safety barrier. Unfortunately, Jeff gets a table to the face. In the ring, Devon saves Bubba from going through a table, but then the Hardys bring a ladder into the ring. Matt and Jeff use that ladder to great effect before Matt and Bubba go to the outside, and Bubba takes another hard chair shot before getting set up on a table. Matt sets up the ladder, the crowd make a lot of noise, and Bubba goes through the wood when Jeff performs an elbow drop and Matt performs a leg drop. It looked like Bubba's head got crushed under Matt's leg. The Hardys then set a table up between the apron and the ring steps. Devon moves out of the way and Jeff goes through the table. And seconds later, Jeff also goes through the table when he tries another dive over the top rope. Because the Dudleys didn't put the Hardys through those tables though, they don't count. The match continues on. The Dudleys put the steel steps into the ring. They set a table on top of those steps. Matt Hardy gets powerbombed through the furniture, and yeah, this match has been fucking awesome and I don't want it to stop. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, I guess. The teams fight through the audience and Bubba sets up a few tables at one of the MSG aisleways. You know this is going to be good as the tables get stacked up. Matt gets put on those tables, Bubba then goes up a few tiers, Jeff's right there to take Bubba out with a few chair shots, and the Dudley boy falls through the tables. Matt then sets up another table, he puts Devon on top, Jeff then performs a swanton bomb from the balcony, and the Hardy Boyz win this tag team match. Some insane stuff here. The chair shots were brutal, every table spot looked brilliant. This is why the WWF had the best tag team division in pro wrestling during this particular era. We've got a Miss Royal Rumble swimsuit competition next. Our judges are Sergeant Slaughter, Johnny Valiant, the great classy Freddie Blassie, the not so great Fabulous Moolah, Andy Richter, who joins in a bit later on, and Tony Gonorrhea. Some absolute nutcase gave Moolah a kiss during her entrance, and I guarantee this fan isn't with us anymore. A slow and painful death followed the 2000 Royal Rumble. The participants are Ivory, Terry, Jackie, Barbara Bush, Luna Vachon, and the Cat. The women show off their bikinis, Luna refuses to show hers. The Cat's wearing a bubble wrap bikini that I can't imagine's very practical, but then the star of the show, Mae Young, comes out as a surprise participant. She not only shows off her swimsuit, but she shows off her deflated waist warmers as well, and this was all shown on the live pay-per-view by the way. This would cause WWF some problems, seeing as this was the first show that aired in the UK on terrestrial TV. Channel 4 aired the Royal Rumble and it was terrible. The show had way too many commercial breaks. And when Mae got her whatever they are out, Channel 4 apparently got angry and they decided they wouldn't renew when the contract ended. Two things here though. One, Channel 4 didn't shy away from showing controversial stuff in the past. And two, because of the commercial breaks, the Rumble was already on a delay. It was extremely easy for Channel 4 to edit the bit out if it was really that much of a problem, but they didn't do it. It doesn't matter, having the WWF on Channel 4 was good for exposing the WWF to new audiences, but the viewing experience wasn't great. I was glad when they lost the contract if I'm honest. Anyway, Mae Young wins the swimsuit contest. Over at WWF New York, we see Jonathan Coachman for the first time on Reliving the War, and he's putting up with some insanely rowdy fans. So good luck, Coach. It looks like an absolute nightmare. Next, we've got Chyna versus Chris Jericho versus Bob Holly for the IC title. Belt co-holders Jericho and Chyna argue about who should bring the championship down to the ring. So Dave Hebner takes the belt away and he says we're going to find out who the undisputed Intercontinental Champion is in our next match. The competitors make their entrances. Chris welcomes the fans to Madison Square Jericho. He expects a huge party in New York after he becomes the undisputed IC champion, and our match begins with Holly pie-facing Chyna so he and Jericho can go at it. When Chyna gets up, we get a slop fest with all three competitors smacking each other around. Chyna gets sent to the outside and Holly's able to perform a sweet dropkick on Y2J, but Chris answers with a running forearm. Chris then puts Holly in the walls of Jericho while Chyna's still on the outside. The ninth wonder of the world gets in the ring to break the hold up, and Chris takes a back elbow from Chyna before Bob gets sent out of the ring. Jericho then performs a dive to the outside that almost ended in disaster, but thankfully he landed it just fine. Holly's been taken out, and so Chyna's able to perform her handspring back elbow on Chris before Bastard Bob wakes up. We again go to the outside where Holly looks to hit Chyna with a chair, but Jericho stops Holly, and this kinda tells us that Chris may have a soft spot for Chyna even though the pair bicker quite a lot. When the co-IC champions perform a terrible looking double splash on Bob, they argue afterwards, and so they go right back to fighting each other. Chyna delivers a low blow, Bob Holly takes a pedigree, but he kicks out at 2. Chyna then finds herself in the electric chair position, and Chris pulls off a doomsday crossbody. The fans think the match is over, but we get another kick out. Chyna then stops both her opponents from a possible superplex. She then pulls off a superplex of her own, and look at how Chyna gave her legs to Holly here for the cover. I'm sorry, but that kind of shit isn't acceptable in a championship match on pay-per-view. The match ends when Chyna hits Bob with a steel chair. She puts hardcore in the walls of Jericho as the fans boo. Chris then delivers a facebuster to Chyna before hitting a lion salt, and Jericho becomes the undisputed Intercontinental Champion. I didn't think much of this match, honestly. It wasn't terrible or anything, but in comparison to the opener in the tables match, it did feel like a bit of a letdown. The Rock guarantees that he's going to win the Royal Rumble tonight. He admits that there's 2 superstars that might give him problems though, those being Crash Holly and Headbanger Mosh. And when Michael Cole wonders if The Rock's concerned about the Big Show, Rock tells Michael he should be concerned about getting himself a nice tall glass of shut up juice. Big Show thinks he's going to the WrestleMania main event, but The Rock wipes his ass with what Big Show thinks. Brilliant. Next, we've got a 2.5 minute tag team title match. Kinda surprised they bothered playing a hype video for this one, but I guess time constraints were a problem. Triple H needed that full 25 minutes for his match, you know. It's the Acolytes versus the New Age Outlaws, and Bradshaw was the man of the match here. His big boot to Road Dogg while holding Billy Gunn looked pretty good, and the clothesline from hell he gave Mr. Ass was also good. Road Dogg took a double powerbomb after the ref took a bump, but then X-Pac showed up to break up the cover. Waltman was easily taken out, but Billy Gunn came back in with a famouser. The Outlaws win via pinfall, and yeah, this one was way too short. Moving on, it's time for the WWF title match. Champion Triple H versus Cactus Jack in a no-holds-barred street fight. This one came about when Triple H and Stephanie forced Mankind and Rock to face off in a pink slip on a pole match. And because Mankind lost that match, he got fired from the company. While Mick was gone, Triple H continued to make fun of him. He introduced fans to an imposter Mankind who was only there to mock Mick Foley. And so to get Mankind back in the WWF, the whole roster demanded he got reinstated or there'd be a mass talent walkout. Hunter and Steph agreed to bring Mick back, and Foley got himself a WWF title match at the Royal Rumble. Later on, Hunter decimated Mankind during an 8-man tag match, and Foley bled pretty badly. This made Mick go a little unhinged, and he fought back in a pretty violent manner. Then, on SmackDown, Mick announced to everyone that Triple H wasn't going to face Mankind at the Rumble, but rather Triple H had to deal with Cactus Jack, a persona that Hunter knew all too well from their wars back in late 97 and early 98. It was Triple H who woke Cactus Jack up, but Hunter said earlier this week that he was prepared to put it all on the line at the Rumble. Triple H can be just as sadistic as Cactus. He promised to reach down deep tonight in an effort to be even more sadistic and twisted than Cactus Jack. So it's time to see what happened in our WWF title match. Triple H, Cactus Jack, no holds barred at the Royal Rumble. The competitors make their entrances, and Stephanie decides it's best if she leaves the ringside area for this one. Both men look very ready to go at it, but Triple H looks a bit nervous as Cactus starts jaw-jacking him. Mick's already gotten under Triple H's skin before he throws the first punch. Triple H gives as good as he gets in the corner, but Mick's just way too fired up tonight. Cactus throws a ton of right hands before the two go outside, and Hunter falls victim to a swinging neckbreaker before taking a leg drop across the back of the head. The two fight around the ring, and just like Raw 2 weeks ago, Foley takes a shot with the ring bell. This time though, it doesn't bust him wide open, and he lets Triple H get back in the ring. Hunter's got a chair, he invites Foley to step inside the ropes, and when Mick accepts the champ's gracious offer, he ends up taking a chair shot right to the face. The game thinks this is going to buy him enough time to remove a turnbuckle pad, but Cactus gets right back up and he puts Hunter down with a clothesline. With the chair set on Hunter's face, Cactus delivers a leg drop, and from here we go into the audience. I complained about this being way too overused in WWF matches in the past, but it fits the context of this bout. Plus, they don't stay in the crowd for too long. They go to the entranceway where Hunter gets thrown into a few props. Cactus then sets up a few pellets, and hilariously, Jerry Lawler doesn't know what a pellet is. He didn't know what they were called. Hunter gets suplexed on the pellets, Cactus squeals in Hunter's face kinda like the Mankind of old, and after taking a trash can shot, the champ gets his head drilled into the metal shutters set up at the entranceway. When Hunter finally gets put back in the ring, Cactus pulls out a pretty extreme weapon, a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. The sight of this weapon makes MSG go crazy, and Jack does a great job of building anticipation here. Unfortunately though, Triple H delivers a low blow before taking the weapon for himself. Mick takes multiple shots in the midsection and across the back. Moments later, Mick's able to use the weapon when performing a low blow, but Earl Hebner removes the 2x4 from the ring as Mick performs a double arm DDT. What's pretty insane here is the fact that this match isn't even halfway over yet, and it's about to get even more violent. Mick wonders where the 2x4 went. Hebner gave it to Carlos Cabrera for some reason, and so Cactus retrieves his new favourite weapon after knocking Carlos out. The referee tries to take the weapon away, Earl ends up taking a bump for his efforts, and Triple H takes a shot right on the head with that 2x4. The champ's been busted open, and if this wasn't bad enough, Cactus drops the weapon on Hunter before delivering another shot to the head. The crowd are in a frenzy now as the blood runs down Hunter's face, and Cactus does as much damage as possible when he pushes the barbed wire into Hemsley's forehead. Cactus looks for a piledriver through the announce table. Triple H counters it with a backdrop, so Triple H gets a chance to recuperate a little before the action gets back inside the ropes. It appears that the champ's got a second wind as he beats Foley up in the corner. He tries a pedigree, but this gets countered with a catapult. Hunter then takes a facebuster right on top of the barbed wire, and Mick can't believe it when Triple H kicks out of the follow-up cover. Like, how is this even possible? The two tumble out of the ring, and Mick takes a hip toss right into the steel steps. No one took this bump like Foley, and Hunter follows up by launching Mick into the steps one more time. It's no wonder the guy walks with a limp these days. Back in the ring, Triple H is going to stay laser focused on Jack's leg, so he delivers a chop block and two shots with the 2x4. With Cactus now neutralized, Hunter goes to the outside and he grabs a pair of handcuffs from Hard Finkel. So you tell me, why did the Fink have a pair of handcuffs? What a dirty dog. Cactus is able to fight Hunter off momentarily, but the game kicks Cactus's injured leg and the handcuffs go on. Now, a sitting duck, Mick takes a ton of right hands and it looks like it's all pretty much over. There's no way Mick can get out of this predicament, but he's not done yet. Triple H brings the steel steps into the ring and Foley delivers a drop toe hold. This gets followed up with a boot to the face, and Mick throws his whole body weight into Triple H's nutsack. Cactus then bites at Triple H's ear, which is kinda gross, seeing as Hunter's a bloody mess right now. But Hunter remembers he's fighting a guy with no use of his arms right now, and Jack goes down after a clothesline. What a fucking match. Cactus takes two chair shots across the back. The second shot destroys the chair. Jack falls out of the ring, and on the entranceway, Mick takes another shot right to the head. Cactus invites Hunter to hit him again. He screams at the champion, and the cameras perfectly catch how fired up Mick Foley is. But Hunter doesn't get a chance to finish Jack off as The Rock shows up to take out Hunter. The game takes a chair shot, The Rock leaves again, and a police officer frees Mick from his handcuffs, so we're back at a level playing field. The two fight around the ring. Foley puts Hunter on the Spanish announce table. Mick then drops the champ with a piledriver that doesn't break the table, but it still looked pretty brutal. Hunter gets back inside the ropes. Mick finds a bag underneath the ring. He pours the contents onto the mat, and we've got thumbtacks, ladies and gents. Stephanie McMahon runs down, she wants the match stopped, but it's going to continue on as Mick delivers a few punches to Triple H. The game almost falls into the tax, but it's Mick Foley who takes the bump when Triple H performs a backdrop. The crowd again goes nuts here, and I'm sure a few folks lost their voices when this match got wrapped up. Triple H delivers a pedigree, Foley kicks out, and again it gets a huge pop from the Garden, but Mick can't kick out of a second pedigree. Hunter performed his finisher on top of those thumbtacks, and Triple H retains the WWF Championship. What a performance from both competitors. I can't say enough good things about this match, and it really was a joy to watch it again for reliving the war. Hunter gets put on a stretcher, but Mick won't let him leave. Cactus brings the champion back to the ring, where the game takes another shot with the barbed wire 2x4. It's a small consolation for Cactus Jack, but I'm sure he was delighted after the match he and Hunter just put on. Linda McMahon's at WWF New York, where she says she's been watching how the WWF's been running recently under the McMahon-Helmsley era. She reminds everyone that she's still CEO of the company, and she promises that the WWF will be ran the McMahon way, even though Triple H is still champion. Linda's going to be on TV a bit more as we begin the run-up to WrestleMania 2000. Hard Finkel goes over the rules for the Royal Rumble match, so it's that time once again, ladies and gents. It's time to see who's going to the WrestleMania main event. 30 superstars, elimination happens when someone gets sent over the top rope. I have no idea why I'm telling you all this because you already know the drill. So let's see what poor bastard drew number 1. It's D'Lo Brown. Let's see if D'Lo can go the distance and win this thing. I don't have high expectations though. In at number 2, it's Grandmaster Sexay. He may look fly today, but like D'Lo, he has a slim chance of winning the Royal Rumble this year. The Grandmaster has some sick dance moves, but D'Lo has no time for such bollocks. So the two go at it and D'Lo ends up taking a dropkick. D'Lo answers with his leg lariat. The crowd's pretty quiet here. They're clearly recovering from that WWF title match as the Grandmaster counters a powerbomb with a Hurricane Rana. D'Lo then takes a dropkick to the head, and it's now time to see who's in at number 3. Headbanger Mosh is our next entrant, and if he wins this Royal Rumble, I'll eat my TV. This bozo has no chance at all. Taka Michinoku and Sho Funaki show up. They're pissed off that they're not part of the Royal Rumble match. Both guys are easily thrown out of the ring, and the match continues on with Mosh taking a sky high from D'Lo. In at number 4, it's Christian. Heavily featured as a tag team superstar, but he has a chance to headline Mania if he can win this Royal Rumble. He drops Mosh with a fallen inverted DDT, but we have no eliminations here. Fans await the next entrant, and he's a game changer, folks. It's Big Rikishi Fatu. JR says business is about to pick up as the big man steps inside the ropes, and Rikishi starts throwing fools out of the ring at a rapid rate. He eliminates Mosh, he eliminates Christian. D'Lo's able to put Rikishi down with a neckbreaker, but D'Lo pays for his crimes with a Rikishi driver before getting sent out of the ring. Grandmaster Sexay isn't quite sure what to do. He has an alliance with Rikishi and he knows that Rikishi could easily kick his ass, but thankfully the Grandmaster gets saved by entrant number 6. It's Scotty 2 Hotty. The Grandmaster's too cool compadre and the one man who can bring peace to the Royal Rumble. Scotty has an idea. He gives Christopher a pair of sunglasses. Those sunglasses get put on Rikishi. There's a great shot of the New York audience here as everyone in the arena stands up to clap, and we get a too cool dance in the middle of the Royal Rumble. I've seen people complain about this, and to those people, I say fuck off. The audience absolutely loved it, and it's not like anything important happens this early in a Rumble match anyway. Lighten up a little. Rikishi ends up clotheslining both members of Too Cool in the middle of the dance routine. DTA, you silly pieces of trash. Scotty and the Grandmaster both get eliminated, but they take it quite well. They understand they got eliminated for acting like a pair of jack-offs. So the boys head to the back while Rikishi continues dancing. Our boy has some sick moves for sure, but he better get his act together. The next entrant is in no mood to play around. Entrant number 7 is the one and only Steve Blackman. He witnessed a robot monster destroy Kurt Angle earlier on, and even though he's the hot favourite to win this match, he's most definitely not on his A game. Still, he puts Rikishi down with a mudfoot kick before his robot senses begin tingling. That suplex machine Tazz is now playing country music in the back, and Steve gets seriously weakened. He takes a Rikishi driver, he gets sent out of the ring, but it's okay, Steve. Saving the world is way more important than a WrestleMania main event. Next, we've got Big Viscera, meaning the ring's now overflowing with a lot of meat. Two big dudes are going to square off in the Rumble match, and now Rikishi doesn't look so tough. Viscera performs a belly-to-belly followed by a leg drop. This brings Rikishi to the corner where he literally slops meat, but he misses a corner charge. Rikishi performs 3 super kicks in a row, inspiring his kids to have a shit match at WrestleMania some 24 years later. And Viscera gets thrown out of the ring. Utter domination from Rikishi Fatu tonight, guys. It's time to serve hard time as the big boss man enters the 2000 Royal Rumble. He's used to making big men cry like little babies, so he's got a good chance here, I reckon. Boss man's no idiot, he doesn't get in the ring and instead he takes his sweet time. He waits the whole 2 minutes for some backup to arrive. So entrant number 10 is the one and only Test. Test has been truly buried on TV these past few weeks and I don't see him winning as he attacks Boss Man on the rampway. When the two get in the ring, Rikishi's elimination streak comes to an end. The 3 fight inside the ropes and we have no eliminations. So here comes our next entrant, reliving the war legend and a real man of the people, the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith. He has quite a lot of Rumble experience and he almost won the 1995 Rumble, so I expect him to do extremely well tonight in MSG. Test delivers a big boot to the boss man. The cunning British Bulldog avoids a banzai drop by delivering a low blow. Again, we have no eliminations, so let's see who our next entrant is. At number 12, it's Gangrel, who's done a whole lot of fuck all ever since the Brood broke up, but he's now got a chance to fang and bang all the way to WrestleMania 2000. Kai and Tai enter the ring once again and they easily get taken out once again. Reportedly, Taka got messed up here after tumbling out of the ring and he had to leave the arena to get medical attention. You can see the impact a lot better on the replay. Unlucky number 13 is the future rated R superstar Edge. His brother Christian totally sucked earlier on, so let's see if Edge can do a little better. The WWF seemed to favour Edge over Christian anyway. We have 6 guys in the ring. Davey tries to eliminate Edge, but he has no luck. Rikishi delivers a banzai drop to Boss Man. Again, no one gets sent out of the ring here, but the New York fans get treated to a surprise entrant. It's Bob Backlund. It looks like he spent an absolute fortune on his ring gear tonight, so I do hope the investment pays off. Backlund and the other guys all gang up on Rikishi and the big man gets eliminated. It was a good run while it lasted, but Rikishi won't be headlining WrestleMania. We've got 6 guys in the ring as the Rumble continues on. Entrant number 15 is a guy we've already seen compete tonight, Chris Jericho. So if Chris wins, he could be the IC champion and the WWF champion at WrestleMania 2000. Y2J eliminates Bob Backlund with a dropkick and Mr. Backlund decides to leave through the audience. No idea why, but goodbye Bob and thank you for coming. We have got young Crash Holly entering the Rumble next as he looks to do what his bastard cousin couldn't do earlier on and actually win a match. And this super heavyweight managed to hold onto the ropes even when Edge gave his ass a good old fashioned spanking. There's no need for that, Adam. Calm down. History gets made once again with entrant 17. Chyna enters the Royal Rumble for the 2nd year in a row, and she has a chance to headline WrestleMania 2000 against Triple H. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? She goes to work on Chris Jericho because she's a big sore loser. She ends up on the apron, but she does eliminate Chris following a suplex. The big boss man then eliminates Chyna, so the disdain these two have for each other cost them a shot at the WWF Championship. The last time Ron Simmons got a WWF title shot on pay-per-view, it was back at the 1997 King of the Ring. And all he has to do is throw the remaining jabronis out of the ring to get another shot at the gold. There's a few cats waiting in the back to stop Farouk from achieving his goal though, and they're coming to the ring right now.
Have you ever had sex? I haven't felt great. It felt so good when I did it with my penis. A girl let me do it. It literally just happened. Having sex can make a nice man out the meanest. Oh, hey.
Those Main Street badasses beat Farouk down before quickly leaving the ring. The Acolyte's been weakened considerably though, and he's easily eliminated by the boss man. A tough break for Farouk tonight in New York City. Once again, we've got 6 in the ring. Tess having a little break in the corner. It's time to find out who entrant number 19 is, and it's the Road Dogg Jesse James, the first member of D-Generation X to enter the Royal Rumble, and a man who's unlikely to win the Royal Rumble, unfortunately. Anything can happen, I suppose. The DOGG takes a low blow moments after getting in the ring, so a terrible start right here for the roadie. The crowd randomly chant "We want puppies" as the match continues on with no eliminations. So in at number 12, we've got Al Snow. Al's recent heel turn started off pretty well, but it looks like the WWF have no idea what to do with him next. He's got as good a chance as anyone here, I suppose. The Road Dogg eliminates Bulldog as Dog Warfare momentarily took over the Rumble, and my enthusiasm for this Rumble's at an all-time low. Blackman's gone, the Bulldog's gone, there's no point in watching anymore. Hello ladies, the big Valboski enters the Rumble next. The European champion wants to win the big one, seeing as he's only got a small one right now. Seriously, the WWF don't know if this guy should be a babyface or a heel. Funaki comes out again, but Taka is nowhere to be found. JR explains that Taka's been brought to the hospital as Funaki gets sent to the outside once again. Prince Albert's the next guy who wants to win the 2000 Royal Rumble, and I'm sure his beautiful face would look perfect on the WrestleMania poster. They'd sell out Mania in seconds with this bad boy in the main event. As soon as Albert enters, Edge gets tossed out, and look, it was Edge's future brother-in-law who helped eliminate him. Road Dogg's keeping himself in the Rumble by wrapping his arms and legs around the bottom rope. Not sure if this strategy's gonna work, but here comes entrant 23. Hardcore bombastic, spark plug bastard Bob Holly. He couldn't win the IC title earlier on, so I think his chances of winning the Royal Rumble are very slim. But as a sexual deviant used to say, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. No eliminations once again. The ring's starting to fill up now, so we need another game changer to enter at number 24. The clock ticks down, and here he comes, the favourite to win the 2000 Royal Rumble. The great one, the People's Champion, The Rock. Jerry Lawler's been busting to see The Rock since the match began, and Rocky starts off by eliminating the boss man. Val Venus and Tazz try to work together to get Rocky out of the ring, but they have no luck. Hardcore Holly tries to beat The Rock down, but he too fails to eliminate the favourite. I thought The Rock would have thrown more people out here, but there's no more eliminations right now. So here comes Billy Gunn. Badass can maybe help his tag team partner out a bit, seeing his Road Dogg still clinging onto the bottom rope for dear life. Again, I don't envision Billy Gunn winning this match, but he lights Rock up in the corner before young Crash comes over for the save. Rock thanks Crash by giving him a DDT and throwing him out of the ring, so yeah, that's gratitude for you. The Big Show's our next entrant at number 26. We're coming towards the end of the Royal Rumble, and Show's gonna cause a lot of problems for a lot of guys. Rock tries to take care of Show early on, but he has no luck, and Big Show proceeds to eliminate Test and Gangrel the moment he steps inside the ring. Hardcore Holly takes a press slam just before the countdown clock appears again, and Bradshaw enters the Royal Rumble after his tag team partner did so poorly earlier on. He should fully expect the Mean Street Posse to show up again, and show up they did. Bradshaw does a much better job of taking care of these Greenwich hard men, but he gets eliminated by the New Age Outlaws. The Acolytes then brawl with Rodney, Pete Gas, and Joey Abs on the entranceway, so this Posse versus Acolytes feud is going to continue on, thank God. Another game changer enters the Royal Rumble. It's the Big Red Machine Kane, along with his lying, conniving girlfriend Tori. Kane always performs well in Royal Rumble matches, and he starts this one off by eliminating Val Venus. The Rock tries to cool Kane down a bit, and it seems to work. No more eliminations. So here comes entrant 29, the Godfather, Papa Mustafa Shango. He's brought a lot of hoes to the Royal Rumble, and hopefully he's giving out discounts. While Godfather was making his way down to the ring, Albert got eliminated by Kane, and young Funaki dashed into the ring and he got in there before Godfather. He gets sent out again as Jerry Lawler laughs at another replay of Taka getting thrown out of the ring earlier on. And by the time Godfather steps inside the ropes, it's already time for the final entrant. It's X-Pac. X-Pac enters last thanks to a little ballad that was held by Triple H and Stephanie, and so Kid has the best chance of winning tonight's Royal Rumble match. Al Snow eliminates Hardcore Holly. The Big Show eliminates the Godfather. Rock then takes Al Snow out of the match, and surprisingly, Billy Gunn eliminates Road Dogg. Seconds later, Mr. Ass gets sent out of the ring by Kane, and the New Age Outlaws decide to take out their anger on the Big Red Machine. As Kane continues to fight Road Dogg and Billy Gunn outside the ring, The Rock eliminates X-Pac, but Pac pulls a Steve Austin by getting back inside the ring. The referees didn't see Pac's elimination. Kane gets back inside the ropes. He goes after his former best friend. He then turns his attention to the Big Show, and this allows X-Pac to deliver a wheel kick to The Rock. Kane and Big Show go at it, and Kane ends up pulling off a body slam. While he's trying to recover though, X-Pac sends him over the top rope. So Kane isn't going to WrestleMania this year, and we're down to the final 3. Kid delivers a Bronco Buster to the Big Show. Show totally no-sells it. Pac gets lifted high in the air, and bye-bye X-Pac. We're down to The Rock and the Big Show. Rock delivers a huge spine buster to the Big Show before looking for the people's elbow. The move connects, and all Rock has to do is throw the big man out of the ring. But Show puts on the brakes, and Rock takes a choke slam. The crowd boo the Big Show, but the former WWF champion doesn't care. Show tries to throw Rock out of the ring. Rock hangs on, and Show tumbles out. So the Rocks won the 2000 Royal Rumble, and Rock's going to the WrestleMania 2000 main event. The thing is, we didn't get a good shot of the Big Show getting eliminated, and this is going to be a point of contention tomorrow night on Raw. Rock says he's finally going to WrestleMania. He's about to ask the fans if they smell what The Rock's cooking, but then the Big Show comes back out and he throws Rock over the top rope. The decision still stands though. The Rock has won the Royal Rumble, but Show's going to appeal the finish to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon tomorrow night on Raw. A great pay-per-view from the WWF. The Rumble match was pretty fun, even though it's not my all-time favourite, but that WWF title match was extremely good. Compare this show to WCW's Sold Out 2000 and you can see clear as day why the WWF were miles ahead in the Monday Night War. Tazz's debut was great too. The Hardys and the Dudleys went all out in their tables match. There were a few low points during the show, but the good stuff far outweighs the bad. I mean, even the bad stuff wasn't downright terrible, except for Mae Young's saddlebags. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this one again, and it's a fantastic start for the WWF on pay-per-view in the year 2000. And what's pretty awesome is the fact that Triple H and Mick Foley are going to go at it again next month in another WWF Championship match. Stick with Reliving the War and we'll see what happens during the build-up. A few WCW stars make their way to the WWF very soon as McMahon puts another nail in the WCW coffin. You don't want to miss it, so if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please take care.
Play off the stuff.